Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Digital Bytes. I'm your host, Matt Bradford, and today's episode is all about energy and how you can save yourself money from your rising energy costs. And I'm going to tell you how to do that in 2 steps right now. Okay, step 1, get Pure all-flash storage. It's some of the most efficient storage on the planet. Step 2, leverage the new sustainability assessments within Pure1 to maximize your energy efficiency across your entire storage fleet. And that's just going to save you from having to ship more money over to the energy company. So why wouldn't you want to do that? Let's go check it out. First, to get to the sustainability assessment dashboard within Pure1, click on Assessment under the dashboard menu on the left-hand side, and then click on the Sustainability tab. Now, across the top of our dashboard here is our entire storage fleet. So I've got all of my storage arrays represented by these hexagons here, and I've got an immediate view of how many storage arrays have actions that are required and how many have recommendations. So I can hover over each of these, and I can see for this array, I've got 2 insights. 1 is to upgrade my array to newer, more efficient hardware. And 2, this array doesn't have enough to do. We could definitely be asking a lot more of it and adding workloads to improve that efficiency. And over to the right is my annual projected summary. So what is my projected power consumption for the year? And what kind of carbon footprint is needed to generate all of that power? Now, of course, that footprint can be adjusted based on how much renewable energy is being used to produce that power. So the more renewable energy that we use, the smaller the footprint, and we can adjust that within the UI. So that's everything at the fleet level. Now let's take a look at things at the data center level. So I can view my data centers both by viewing this map view over here or clicking on the right-hand side to get a list of all of my different data centers. And if I scroll down to this data center, I've got a good summary of the entire data center. So things like what is the actual power consumption of all of my storage arrays? And I can compare that to the peak value, which is pulled from the spec sheet of each model of array that's in that data center and added together. So that gives me a good measuring stick of how far off I am from the maximum amount of power consumption that these arrays can handle. And we can calculate the amount of heat produced based on our current power draw and also based on the peak. And another interesting metric I have over here is the total number of rack units used by all of this awesome storage. And down here is a summary of all of the actions and recommendations that I can take against all of these storage arrays within this data center. So if I click on this one, there we go. I have another array that doesn't have enough to do. So hey, time to start spinning up more workloads. And so that's a look at everything at the data center level. Now let's jump into the individual arrays, and we could do that by opening up this table view. Now, all of the metrics at the array level are based on a 7-day average, and these include things like our capacity utilization, our data reduction ratio, the power that's being consumed, and the heat that's being generated. And all of these numbers are brought together by this new hero metric that we're introducing called power efficiency. And what this basically is just a ratio of our pre-deduped storage utilization and our power draw. So that's how we get the watts per terabyte. Now, this particular array here is very underutilized. It's only utilized 13%. So obviously, if we want to drive this efficiency number down, we need to add more workloads to it. So, and in fact, over here, I've got an insight for this particular array that says just that. There's not enough workloads on the array. Add more workloads to improve the efficiency. Now, over here on the power side, we also have actual and nominal power. So just like the peak power metrics that we saw at the data center level, nominal is pulled from the spec sheet for this particular array. So again, I've got a good comparison of where I'm at compared to the normal expected power draw of this array. And once again, we're calculating the amount of heat that's generated based on our actual and our nominal power draw metrics. And for these 2 arrays over here, these are both running inside the same data center. And I've got information like the number of rack units that are being consumed by these 2. Now, both of these arrays are seriously underutilized. So maybe what I could do is actually consolidate them together and maybe move one to a different site that needs storage. So I'm really saving on power and cooling and space inside the data center. Pretty cool. So now you can see how useful the sustainability assessment dashboard is within Pure1 to help you come up with a game plan to maximize the efficiency of your storage arrays and your data centers. So that's going to about wrap things up for today. Thanks so much for checking out this video. Leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think of the new sustainability assessment. And until I catch you in the next episode, stay pure.